two options for you on this one. This one I call Return to Earth or Retour à la Terre. This lesson comes after you've talked about potential and kinetic energy for the first time with your students, and you show them how to calculate both of those energies using the right formulas. Once that's done, there's two options, and I'll load both documents for you, or the one document with the all-in-one lesson plan or assignment, and then the second one is going to be multiple missions. So if you feel like gamifying or you have a way to stretch out over multiple days an assignment that you can like look at, talk with the students, move through, create a workbook, something like that, I have each one of the missions set up in Google Classroom as a deliverable so I can give it to one group or one student and kind of progress through. But the very first time I did this, simply, what I had was the students had to be able to calculate potential and kinetic energy, showing the differences that they have in between the two of them. And they're going to create Earth re-entry vehicle. So we're combining that age-old egg drop challenge with potential and kinetic energy, and we're weighing our little spaceships or our little like Earth re-entry vehicles. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have a list of all of the changes and the experimental stuff, right? So they have an idea of what they want it to do. They build it the first time, then they crash it, it doesn't work, their egg explodes, or they want to make some modification off of what they did for the parachute or whatever system that they're changing, but then they're having like a list of all of the changes that they have to do. So in the basic version of this, they will finish off by having a video in slow motion of their thing falling from the height that you determine best for your school. We have an elevated section that's about 3.5 meters that the students can drop their eggs from. Not very high. There's no second story that we can throw things off of, but I let them have that. They have to have a stopwatch to calculate meters per second, and they're responsible for bringing in all the recyclable materials for their egg drop container or egg drop mechanism. So that's the first one. When we look at the different missions that there are, the first one is to do research on what Earth reentry vehicles look like, what we've used in the past, theoretical models, to draw all of them out or list all of the things that are important for them, to pick which aspects they like, and then to modify it for their own use. They then submit in Google Classroom or to you a mock-up with the drawings of what their thing is going to look like, and you have the chance to like criticize, contemplate with them. If you're doing it live one-on-one, you can walk around the classroom and say, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? But it's totally up to you on that one. Once you approve that, mission number 2 from Mission Control comes down, and they have to collect the materials for their spaceship. So that's kind of a given, knowing that they're going to be responsible for bringing these things in. But you have it set up so that once they're approved, then they have a day to go and collect the things that they need. I do like to have it all recyclable so that it can be recycled in the end. They need to come up with a list, though, before they go and do that, of all the materials that they'll need. So they'll have an itemized list of everything, and you approve it based off of the drawing that you just saw. Mission number 3 is to build the vehicle, and then to take a 360 video. So they have their item on a table, and they just do a walk around to show what it looks like. You get to see it. Obviously, you can do a walk around if you're doing it live in class, but submitting the video, I like to try and build their tech in, use the tools that we have, not just for entertainment, but also for, practical uses of it. Mission number 4 is to go and actually perform the egg drop. They have to have 3 consecutive successful landings. So the way that we use things now, right? All of our vehicles are re-accessible. So if it's coming back into Earth with the astronauts in it, we've set it up so that they can be reused. So why not make the kids, force them to reuse their devices, right? So they have to survive. So it can't be a one time, everything breaks off, the crumple zones happen, and then it's thrown in the garbage. Have them have 3 consecutive falls. And then the other reason for the 3 consecutive falls is that we're going to have the average time for each drop to help them actually go and calculate the potential and kinetic energy differences with their spaceships. And once they've successfully done that, they submit all the information, they show you that they've got the calculations, and that you're satisfied that they know how to calculate potential energy, they know how to calculate kinetic energy, they have brought in this space concept into the physics component, and they're covering, a multidisciplinary kind of research piece at the same time. So it's a great one. It's a good experience. It takes multiple days, and you can even have 2 days for testing, but you kind of go from there, and yeah, lots of fun had. All right.